I believe this is what every fighter dreams of. Being in this position to one day not just become a world champion, but to unify titles. I think those are goals that I think fighters put in front of themselves to just better themselves and to be a part of the biggest boxing fights in the world. Fights that could be left behind, and we could speak about it to our kids for many generations to come. This is something that this was a goal for me. This is something that I dreamed of, being in this position, and I'm very, very blessed to be in this position and to have this opportunity given to me by, most important, my promoters, Barbero, and the family, and Top Rank, and the family and their family, and their, staff members, and for allowing me this opportunity to come into a new territory and prove myself and get this opportunity to unify titles against another great champion.
We see so many fighters hide behind the politics of boxing when it comes to making a big fight. I saw just the other day, Joseph Diaz was tweeting about how he wanted to fight Abner Maurice. Maurice said, you're on the wrong side of the street. And, Maurice is right. I don't blame him for saying that. But you and Maurice Hooker came together and put the politics aside. Do you think that maybe people are going to follow your lead? This is going to be a...
Hopefully it motivates people to do the same thing. But I don't think that's our overall goal. I think our goal between me and Maurice Hooker is just to give the fans the best of our abilities. And I think fighting a champion versus champion just brings so much to the table. Most people talk about tournaments being important, but I don't think, being in the tournament, I don't think any of those fights allows them to prepare themselves like a fight like this, where it's two big promoters and two different networks. There's a bunch of pride. There's more that comes to it, and I believe this is going to be a big fight, a big unification fight, probably the best unification fight of 2019.
Is it easier to get motivated when you find an undefeated guy like Hooker for another title, as opposed to getting no knock on a guy like Zepeda or Roscoe or anything like that, but it's such bigger stakes? Is it for you as you go into camp and get ready for it? Does that make it how much more motivating is it for you for this type of fight?
It's a big motivation, definitely, and I believe that fights like this will bring better and will bring better qualities and will bring more of Jose Ramirez to the table, to the ring that night, July 27th.
You're also a guy that's known for having fighting at home in Fresno and being a big local guy there and drawing big crowds. But here's the reality. Your biggest fight before this was when you won the world title. You did so here in New York City. And your next biggest fight is going to be a unification against Hooker, and you're going to his hometown to do it. So
exactly. It's when I came to New York, March 2018, to fight for that vacant WBC title against a guy very similar to Hooker. Maybe not as long as Maurice Hooker, but another great fighter who had a good power behind his punches and who's very sharp and fast. And I just came here very motivated to become a world champion, and I came to work, and it was my Top Rank made it very easy for me to during fight week, and I just kept very motivated and focused on the fight. So when I went on that ring, I was really I never felt so fresh to go 12 rounds, and it was my first 12 rounder.
So what are the thoughts about going to his hometown for this fight? I mean, that was
so going into, Miramon is from upstate New York, so but now that I'm going to his hometown, there's a lot of Hispanics out there in Arlington, Texas.
We'll see who has more of a family.
That's what I was asking about.
But so I'm not really too much focusing on who's going to be in the venue and attendance. I know I've been getting messages from people's pictures of their flight itineraries already.
But, I take it there was no hesitation for you to go there to do the fight.
There wasn't no hesitation because, to be honest, I feel like first and foremost, I think this was the only way to make the fight happen, and second is it's at the end of the day it's who controls the territory of that ring. and that's gonna be my home for that night. So I'm not worried about that.
You mentioned earlier that there's pride between for you with television and promoter. Do you feel pressure, or do you would not mention the pressure, but how much do you want to win this fight for Top Rank and ESPN also in a fight?
There's no pressure because it just feels like you have a team behind you. That's it, you know. And then it feels like you have a team behind you, and it makes it easier for you to be able to work. You know, knowing that you have that support from your promoters. First of all, my promoters believe in me to even allow me to come here in the first place. That's a positive note.
Have you watched much of Hooker's fights? I mean, and what do you think about
I have now. I've been studying now. He's gonna be the guy I'm gonna be facing. So he is the guy in front of me now. So I've been looking at and watching some of his past fights. The only fight I was in attendance that I seen him fight live was against Alex Salcedo.
And what are your thoughts about his abilities?
He's a great champion. You know, he's here for a reason. He uses his range properly, and he you know, throws his right hands. He's not afraid to come forward either. You know, as long as he is. So he's a very capable fighter. You know, he's a very humble champion.
We know that you like to go forward and you're aggressive. You know, he complimented your left hook. He said that he's not backing down. He's going to be there to fight you. So that means it's going to be an action fight. He said, yeah, because I'm not backing down. Do you envision this as him trying to box you, or do you think it's going to be you guys going to just battle it out?
You know, I think through my career, especially in the amateurs, I boxed a lot of guys who were taller than I was, and just that experience of being able to close the distance, and especially in a 3-round fight too, where I didn't want to get outpointed. You know, allowed me gave me that experience to be able to be very similar to styles with fighters who are long. You know, and if he comes forward to fight, then it's definitely going to be we're definitely going to crash in there, and it's gonna make up for a bigger fight. We'll see how that goes.
Before this fight kind of materialized, were you thinking that you might have to change weight classes to get a big fight? I mean, were you?
No, I still make 140 fairly easy. If you guys look at my past fights, I'm always at 138 point something, 139.2. You know, I'm never over, or even at 140 even. But I do have the size and the body frame to put some more muscle and go to welterweight with no problem. Just when the time is right, I'll definitely make that move to go to welterweight. And I think that's why I'm glad these fights are happening now. You know, I believe you will see 2 unification matches in the 140 pounds this year alone. So that's gonna make it easier for people to determine, you know, who did the best at 140. I don't think that's going to define who's the best fighter overall, but who is the best at 140, right? Because I'm still 26 years old. You know, this is I'm not in a hurry to leave my boxing career. I still have a long career ahead of me. You know, I can see myself being in the sport for another 8 years with no problem.
So this fight unifies your 2 belts, and Maurice was asked when he was sitting with us about that's a big fight, but also the other fights going on the other side of the bracket, so to speak, which is the pro race fight against Josh Taylor, to unify those belts in the tournament. Are you paying attention to that also, and have designs on fighting the winner of that to unify Undisputed?
I'm not paying attention to those fights at all. I do know that my job is to go in July 27th and do my best to come out as a unified champion, and then after that, most definitely I'll take the winner.
Your fight with Jose Spear didn't go exactly as expected. I mean, you got the win. Do you feel like you have something different to prove now in this fight after that one?
Yeah, of course. You know, it probably wasn't the best of my performance, but it's you know, I don't think a fighter should be defined by one fight. You know, but yeah, definitely, I feel very motivated to fight a guy like Maurice Hooker and to just surprise myself, and you know, and I think if I surprise myself, I'll be surprising the world on how they look at me.
Do you see this as one of those career-defining fights that, you know, you win this and you can go into way bigger things and go down a star path?
It could be. It could definitely could be. Just, you know, but now the fan base in boxing, they work a little different. You know, now they go more based on names, not so much for talent. So, it just depends how people look at Maurice Hooker. The fans look at Maurice Hooker as a very well-known fighter and a great champion. Then they're gonna give me the credit. If they just look at him as being a guy from Texas who hasn't really fought in big fights, then I might not get that credit. So it just depends on how fans look at my opponent.
Do you feel like your power is going to be able to do damage with him? He did get knocked down against Salcedo. I don't think you've ever been down in your career.
Yes.
Were you down once?
Univision.
That's a long
Way
time.
back.
Yeah.
But anyway, but do you
right.
feel like you've
Yeah.
got the power to maybe take him out? Alex came close.
Yeah, I mean, I believe I have, and I believe I'm improving my power. Just the older I get, the more maturity I feel behind my body's just getting more matured, and the way when I spar, when I hit the mitts, when I hit the heavy back, I just feel the vibration come back to my body, and I feel like my body's maturing properly. So yeah, my powers, it keeps getting better, and I believe I have the power to hurt anybody at 140 pounds.
He stated that he's not going to respect your power going in, and you're not going to respect his. So he's basically going to go attack you. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's just for ploy, or like, what are your thoughts on him saying that?
Oh,
Good.
yeah, good, because he's obviously respecting the fact that I have power, and he's not going to respect it, but at least he's aware that I have power, and but we all believe something, we all visualize something, and then it might change in the fight. I'm ready, man, and I'm excited. I'm working hard. I started working before this fight was even announced, and I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I had a feeling that everything was gonna, get situated properly, and so I started working, and I just, even this morning I worked out. Yesterday I worked out. I mean, I'm in the road, but I'm working out because I'm so motivated for this fight.
Do you feel pride that you're able to put a big fight together and go across the aisle, so to speak, and do it on a different network, and do things that really doesn't happen very often in boxing?
Listen, I'm definitely proud of myself, guys. I'm definitely proud of myself. My family is very proud of me. I believe my promotion company, they're very satisfied with my performances throughout my career. I feel like they're proud of me. My team is excited for me, and that's all that matters, And but at the end of the day, boxing is a little funny sometimes when it comes to pleasing too many people, So, I really don't think too much of what people's thoughts are. At the end of the day, I feel proud of myself because I'm being a part of a unification match, and not too many people could say they were a part of a unification match, and especially the way it happened. The way I worked from the ground up, becoming an Olympian, all the way to becoming a world champion, coming to New York, and fighting Amir Iman, who's ranked #1 for the WBC, and beating him, and then defending my title twice, and then fighting another humble champion who also has two defenses behind his belt. So yeah, I'm proud of myself, and I do respect myself for taking upon that challenge to not, put those small things in front of me to allow me to just kind of go a different way. I could have faced other fighters, like I believe Victor Postol is now ranked #1 as a mandatory for the WBC. He could have faced. There's another guy that's mandatory for him in the WBO. So we could have taken those routes, but we decided to face each other.
This is your fourth fight with Robert, is that right?
It's my fourth camp, my third fight.
Or third camp. How much different is it going into your fourth camp than it was your first camp? How much more comfortable would you say?
Well, I feel you get comfortable every camp because just the way you feel at the gym, the way you feel at home, the way the stable mates that are boxing there, the way they work, the way he works, and most important, he gets to know me more and more after every fight, because a fighter might show something to the trainer in the gym, but throughout the fight, when they're facing adversity or they're facing, tough rounds or they're going through a tough fight, it's what they get to see in between those 30, 40 seconds in that round is what they see in you, that they learn from that, and that gives them that idea of how much to push you, how much you're capable of going, and I think that's something that he's getting to know me more and more, and that's gonna always just gonna be better. It's gonna be better for the overall team.
Thanks, Jose.
How do you skip before you go in terms of you're not being in WBSS, but you're still going to have the opportunity to maybe fight the two best 140 pounders? Like, I know you received a lot of criticism for not entering the WBSS.
To be honest, I wasn't even aware that I got invited to that World Series of Boxing. And if people want to believe it, they want to believe it. If they don't, they don't. But then, but I know now, why I didn't go in there, and it's now, and that's
That's what I'm saying. It worked out pretty good.
it worked out a lot better. I think the plans behind my promoters and the network of ESPN was a much better deal than the Pro Series of Boxing. And I know the fighters in the Pro Series of Boxing, I know they went in that gym excited, and I know they into that tournament excited. I know they're probably, they might get paid what they never saw before in their careers. But when you have networks as big as ESPN or the Hookers, the Zone, and Matchroom and all that, when you have networks like that behind you, you're gonna get taken care of financially. Top Rank, they've been in the business the longest, and they know what they're doing, and I trust in them, and that's all that matters, and it played out pretty good. I think the fighters that went in there didn't really have a network behind them so strong, they got to fight in a network like the Zone, but it's not like they were kind of franchised to that network in a way. So it was a good opportunity for them to be known and be seen by people, and actually they got a lot of credit for going in there by the fans. And people respect the fact that they went into that tournament, so good for them. But there's no way a fighter like myself is afraid of any of those guys that enter that tournament.